What's going on, everybody? As you can see, Tankers Fantasy Football back in action here. We're here to give it to you with all the scoop that's happened so far this free agency, as well as some trades. And you can see we got a little background for this show here.
Changing up from the tank, going with that Hasbro collection. I hope you're digging it. But we were trying to wait for all these, for all the free agent dust to settle. But then Jerry Jones came out and said that Tony Romo might not be settled till training camp, and we just can't wait that long to talk about football, people. So we're gonna go out there and we're gonna cover everything that's been done already, and maybe look into the future and some of these bums that haven't been signed and what the outlook might be for them as well.
All right, first signing, potentially the biggest guy out there in offense available, Alshon Jeffrey. Just a one-year deal, only $9 million, but you can't forget about that nearly $8 million in signing bonus he had.
Yeah, $7.7 million signing bonus, and I mean, I'm saying that this is basically a deal that says I just wanted to leave Chicago. I mean, he signed like a low-ball offer in my mind, like in like the first day of free agency. I think he went out there, and I know it's a one-year deal, so if he does go out there and be the sexy boy this year, he can go out there and get that mega contract that he was looking for this year, but he can go out and get it next year, but he has to stay on the field. I mean, his PED suspension probably is looking bad, so maybe that's why he had to take this little deal with the Eagles. But I mean, hell, I mean, leaving Chicago, I guess Carson Wentz, if he can get those mechanics down, he's working with that guy that was working with Drew Brees and Tom Brady and shit out there, so I think Alshon Jeffrey might be, if he can stay on the field, might be looking for a top 10, top 15 PPR finish for the Eagles.
Talk about another potential top 10 PPR finish. Not a free agent, but a trade we're talking about. And Brandon Cooks going to the Patriots. What are you thinking?
Brandon Cooks, it's going to be, I mean, his draft stock's going to be through the goddamn roof. I mean, people are going to be taking his ass at the end of the first, probably toward the beginning of the second, and the turn there in those snake formats, but I don't know if I'm ready and willing to pay that price. I mean, I know he's just going to have huge games for you out there, but it wasn't like he's coming from a poor system with a lacking quarterback. He's coming from Drew Brees playing in the dome. I mean, I just don't know if you can put better numbers up than you can with Drew Brees playing in the dome. He's going to have those 30-point weeks, but I think he's also capable of those under 10-point, like 2 or 3 games in a row stretches of under 10 points like he's been doing so far in his career. What do you think out there?
I think it'll be very similar to what it was last year. You're going to get your boom or bust weekly. And another guy who's kind of taken his role in New Orleans, I think he could potentially find his way into like a flex boom or bust role. And Ted Ginn, who's going to get drafted very late in a lot of rounds still.
I mean, if Ted Ginn is on the damn football field for most of the snaps down in New Orleans, I don't see any reason why you can't take a late-round flyer on old boy Ted Ginn. I mean, Drew Brees is, I know he's getting a little bit older, but Drew Brees is still getting it done at a very high level. And if Ted Ginn's looking to be on the field for more than for like, hell, 60 to 80% of the snaps, I think we got to run out Ted Ginn as an upside wide receiver 3, every week almost at that point. I mean, my goodness, playing on the same field. I mean, he's been doing decent out there with the Panthers these last couple of seasons. Now he's getting a serious upgrade going down to New Orleans.
Let's switch it up, talk running backs here. Probably the biggest name, not necessarily the biggest back, because I think that'll go for Lacey later, but the biggest name. What do you think Latavius Murray to Minnesota?
I don't know. I mean, Latavius Murray, I feel like he doesn't get any yards by himself. I mean, he was operating with one of the best offensive lines in football in Oakland these last couple of seasons. I mean, what did he say? He had like, 11 runs over 10 yards last year or something that you read?
Yeah, 10 or 20 yards, but not many. He's not an explosive back by any means. He's basically he's on the goal line, going to punch it in from the 1.
I know the Vikings are trying to upgrade their offensive line this offseason, but they are nowhere near the skill set of the Raiders. I just don't know Latavius Murray. I mean, if he's going to get even if he's going to get the workload that he was getting out there in Oakland. Latavius Murray's stock, I think, is falling. There's no way he repeats those touchdowns. No way.
And a guy, Lacey, that we're going to talk on, I don't know if he necessarily gets a boost to his stock, but I think it definitely hurts Rawls and Pro Size's stock.
Oh, it becomes a shit show out there. We don't know what's going on. I mean, at least we don't know what's going on yet. I mean, it might shake down this offseason once they find out that Lacey's still on them cheeseburgers. But
he does have incentives for strictly his
he
weight.
does. I mean, come on, man. I mean, I know I'm overweight, but you tell me you give me money. I mean, we'll talk about buying a treadmill around here. I mean, let's
Two
go.
treadmills.
Two. Hell, one's got to take a break because I've been running on the other one so hard trying to get that money. You know what I'm saying? Lacey, Rawls. I mean, I'm not convinced if Thomas Rawls is healthy. I'm not convinced that Thomas Rawls isn't the best back out of him. I mean, CJ Prosise did look sexy in his little small amount here, but you're telling me that Eddie Lacy's better than Thomas Rawls? I'm saying I don't know.
We're talking about the crazy incentives with the weight. You're going to look at quarterbacks. If you're looking at a guy like, say, Josh McCown, he's got a $5 million bonus for winning the Super Bowl.
I mean, I guess you offer it to him because that's like saying I have $5 million bonus for winning the Super Bowl. I mean, that shit ain't happening. I mean, that's craziness. Just give it to him. That shit ain't happening. That's what they're thinking out there. That's what they're thinking out there and up there in New York. He might not even be the starter for that football team, so dude's got to get hurt. Jets got to get to the damn playoffs.
All the former Bears have to go to the Jets. You got Marshall, you got Forte, you got McCown, and now who's running the helm here in Chicago? Signing $15 million a year for this guy.
That's horrible.
What are you thinking?
Mike Glennon Bears, we just signed Rob Johnson. We just went out there and pulled the Buffalo Bills from the late 90s, and we sent out there and we signed fucking Rob Johnson Bears. And to top it off, you think, oh shit, at least we can get out of this Rob Johnson business after 1 year. I mean, $15 million kind of sucks. At least we can get out of it after 1 year. But then we go out there and steal the shit show and sign Mark Sanchez. At that point, Bears, I'm sorry. I can't commit to going to any football games this year. And I feel bad for the season ticket holders. Have to go out there looking at a Mike Glennon throwing the Cameron Meredith show. Oh, Bears, we better be hoping we're holding opponents to 10 points because that's the only... poor Jordan Howard.
He might get 30 touches a game.
Might have to.
I think it boosted his stock.
I don't know. Maybe Mike Glennon likes the old dump offs. We'll see what's up out there. Dump her off, Mikey. Long neck Mikey out there dumping her off. All right, what else are we moving on here to? Where we going?
Hit some tight ends here.
Yeah, a couple tight ends have dusted around there in free agency. We got Martellus Bennett going up to Green Bay.
You know, I like that move.
I do. I mean, I heard the Packers offered Jared Cook more money than they signed Bennett for, and he turned him down. Jared Cook thinks he's like the Mandingo still somehow, and he's just like a bum. Probably they're like, okay, then walk, buddy. So we're gonna get. I mean, Jared Cook's in Oakland. I mean, that might end up being okay for him if he can stay on the football field out there with Carr at the helm. But I mean, I think Corn is a good. I mean, even for blocking, Corn is a great blocker out there. So that's a huge update. I mean, a huge upgrade for the Packer run game. I think it's a great signing out there for the Packers. I think they only give him like three years, like $24 million. I mean, that's not really overpaying out there.
Was it that much?
I think maybe it's what I had written down. I don't know.
Maybe a little steep. We don't know.
$8 million a year for the old Corn, baby.
We'll see if it pays out for him.
I'm gonna kick it back to some wide receivers. We got Brandon Marshall getting a pretty cheap deal, 2 years, $11 million, headed to the Giants. I think this is good for both parties.
I do. I think, every single year Brandon Marshall's gone to a new team. He's rewarded them with 1,000-yard seasons. If that happens, I think it's got to be good, except for the rookie last year in Shepard. I think his stock did take a hit with Marshall coming.
Yeah, I think his dynasty stock might have to wait another year or two with Marshall floating around there, but Shepard's redraft stock has totally taken a huge fall. I mean, you gotta what? Like, he's like a late round.
Yeah, he's went from like a 7th to 8th rounder to, I think, double digits at the beginning.
He got through Victor Cruz. Let's talk about Victor Cruz is not Brandon Marshall. I know Brandon Marshall's aging, but Brandon Marshall is leaps and bounds above the likes of a Victor Cruz.
And definitely gives him a red zone target that Eli Manning has not had in a long time.
Odell is going to have that guy on the opposite side of him. I mean, when Victor Cruz was healthy, Odell Beckham was out there grinding too. I mean, man, I think this is going to help Odell. Maybe take a little coverage every now and again. Maybe Odell sees a single coverage a few more times a game, and maybe he can expose that and make a little sexy boy action for you.
All right, we got...
They're both kind of crazy lunatics, though.
They're head kids. I don't know how that's going to work out.
They're both kind of crazy lunatics.
All right, you take a look at Deshaun Jackson going to Tampa Bay. I think that's a good move for him and Evans. You take a look at Pierre Garçon leaving to apparently nothing.
He got
paid, but I don't know what's going to happen to his stock.
Kyle Shanahan loves Pierre Garçon. I mean, Jesus Christ, this bum has done mediocre bummitude for 2 years in Washington, and they're like gave him money like he was coming out of Indy still. It was crazy as hell.
So those two guys out, and I think you got a guy in Terrell Pryor sliding in there, only paid about $6 million for him, a 1-year deal. I think that's about as cheap as you can get for a guy like that.
Why'd the Browns let him walk, stupid Browns?
Think Washington, if he's the number one guy in Washington,
if Kirk Cousins is still there,
I don't see how he's not a potential, fifth to sixth round pick.
Oh, top 6 round pick for sure. I mean, if you're talking about a guy who's going to be the leader in targets, alongside of probably Jordan Reed, and Jordan Reed's on the football field, I mean, we're talking, and he's a big boy. Terrell Pryor is 6'5". I mean, if Kirk Cousins at the helm throwing the ball as much as the Redskins do, I don't see any reason why this guy can't have a top 15 finish out there stealing you in the 6th or 7th round of these drafts if people are still hating on him. I love him. We told you about him last year too, people. We were on that. We told you.
We said take that late flyer in the 20th round and look at
sneaky 15 rounder later play. We told you to get up on it. I mean, he faded there toward the end, but I mean, for a while there, he was your undeniable top 10. Oh, baby, he really was.
All right, let's talk about guys haven't got signed. You tell me if they're gonna get signed or if they're done. You ready?
Well, let's hit it.
All right. We'll start off with the Jamal Charles.
I mean, even if he does get signed, he's done. I mean, this guy, he's like, what? He's like 30, 31 now.
Coming off of 2 ACL.
He hasn't been relevant. He hasn't been on a football field being relevant since Week 5 against the Bears in 2015. That was the last game he was on a football field being relevant. And I know he played last year, but he didn't do a damn thing, people. He was out there smoking mirrors, and he fell in the end zone once, I think. But this guy hasn't been relevant for almost 2 seasons, coming off his 2nd ACL. I mean, we might be looking at third down back, kind of a change of pace situation. Maybe if he can stay healthy, maybe a 2-minute warning back for a team. But I don't think there's any way a team's going to sign Jamal Charles and be like, we're going to give this guy 20 touches a game. I don't think there's any way that's in the cards.
What about a guy like AP, Adrian Peterson?
Yeah, I think he's done too. I mean, the Vikings almost admitted they was done. They're like, hey, everybody, the time it plays, and everybody, they said the word expire. Everybody has an expiration date, I think was what they said. Oh my goodness. I mean, that's the writing on the wall. I think AP, he's going to get signed by somebody, but I wouldn't expect a top 10 finish by him, even if he does get the carries.
All right, here's a sneaky one. Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch, talking about the only team I'll play for is the Raiders.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Well, that's not going to be for another couple years. I don't think Marshawn Lynch is going to make it that long. But if he does play, he's going to be, playing for the Raiders, that's a dream come true out there for Marshawn Lynch and the Raiders. I don't know. If I'm a Raiders fan, I'm pissed because they're leaving, but I'm hoping that what the hell? Murray's gone. They got DeAndre Washington and Jalen Richard. Beast mode can pass a physical. Let's bring him in. Bring him in, Raiders. Oh.
All right, any other action?
Garrett Blount.
Yeah, unsigned. I think Blount might be testing the waters and realize that no one's going to pay him, so he'll end up with the Patriots and rock your world again.
A couple more maybe death sentence dudes out there like Kenny Britt going to the Browns. His fantasy relevancy is always kind of in the dumpster. He has a few good games here or there, but I think those few good games are non-existent out there for the Browns. But we got Robert Woods getting paid, going to the Rams. He's dead. At least he got paid, Whatever. I'd take 5 year, $34 million to go die for the Rams. I was saying, and the Niners love the Bears, shit quarterbacks, bringing in Brian Hoyer and Matt Barkley. Niners, let's go.
Let's see what happens.
I mean, if we're gonna lose Bears, I would have rather lose at a discount with Hoyer and Barkley than Glenn and Mark's fucking Sanchez.
Sanchez, you're only paying $2 million.
I know, but just seeing his name on Roto World attached to the Bears is embarrassment. That's embarrassing. I was like, oh, Bears. Why'd you do it to me?
J-Rock gonna get signed anyway?
J-Rock will
Is he
find
done?
He'll find a
The
home.
Jets?
Jesus Christ. If Mark
Jets?
Sanchez is getting signed, people won't sign J-Rock. I'm pissed. I don't like J. I don't like the J, but my goodness. If Mark Sanchez and all these other dick bums are finding work, somebody needs to get you a job, Jay. Give him a clipboard. Get some money, bud. Fuck it. You don't need to play. Clipboard money. Holla.
Kaepernick gonna find a job?
I hope not. I hope not. Screw it. Nobody wants that shit show. It's the same thing with Tebow. Nobody wants the circus for a backup quarterback. Nobody wants that shit. Nobody wants the media talking about your backup quarterback every day. Not cool. Nobody wants that. Why
The
would I do
best
with that?
backup quarterbacks are the ones that no one even know you're on the team.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
J-Rock needs to slide into that Jim
Who knew
McMahon
J-
role,
who knew
hiding under the visor on the Green Bay sideline in the twilight of his career, holding clipboard. Jim McMahon.
How many
That's
people
what he
even know
does.
Chad Henney's still in the league?
He's out there.
He's still making millions.
Millions.
All right, everybody. Once again, thank you very much for checking us out. We're going to hit you up with this shrine every so often. We might do some mini vids throughout the week and hit you with this, but we'll do our main show back at the tank.
Tank is right over that way, people. It hasn't left the scene.
As you can see, we got Gale and we got Sweetness up here.
We got Sweetness a little bit cut off. We got the sexy boys. We got the Hulkster and a lot of them. Oh, there's so goddamn many. All right, let's kick it. What we got?
Well, might as well hit the music before we let you guys go.
We're dicking around. I mean, we might as well play that jam. I mean, yeah. Play the jam, you know? Let's do it. Set it off.
Let's hit them lights.
I'm
See
trying.
what this bad boy does.
I mean, you know, you gotta get a little something.
Alright guys, thank you very much. We're going to catch you up on all the scoop whenever there's free agency action. As soon as the draft happens, we're going to get down to business on guys' rookie stocks as well as some mock drafts.
Start pounding them mock
standards.
drafts. You know how people love them mock drafts.
Thank you very, very much.
I mean, I've been slacking,
We'll get on that Twitter again.
We will. Maybe I'll get back on that ass sometime.
Thanks a lot for hanging with us.
Thank you.
We'll see you again soon.